This is a how-to guide on creating content assessments and playlists for a non-summit focus area. So you are logged in as yourself, not as your little self. You are clicking on curriculum. Since you are working on your curriculum, you're going to go to the first half of the page because those are your courses, not Summit's courses. So go ahead and click into the course that you are hoping to edit the focus area in. So once you are there, go ahead and go to focus area and find the focus area that you've already added. If you're hoping to figure out how to do that, you can actually go to a previous how-to video, just 2 steps up on 9-2. So I'm going to go ahead and click into the test focus area, which is a new focus area that I went ahead and created. I'm going to simply select the button Edit Focus. Once I do that, it is going to go ahead and shoot me into the playlist and content assessment portion of the PLP. So let me just first walk you through the structure of what you're about to see before I go in and type anything. So the top portion of this page is the name of the focus area and just a little bit of a description about what this focus area is about, as well as any key vocabulary, so that we can be following SEDE principles. So then there are 3 various little elements here. There is the introduction. So every single playlist starts with a general diagnostic assessment that students can access so that they can see where they are before they go through their playlist. And then there are a variety of objectives that students need to be able to master in order to be ready to master the larger content assessment, and then passages. So I'm going to go ahead and start with objectives to make sure that I am backwards planning all of my resources. So we'd go ahead and write in the name of the objective. And I can decide of how many of the 10 questions this objective should get. So out of 10, I've decided that this objective needs to get 4. And so that means that when the student takes this assessment, they will always see 4 questions that have to do with this objective. So there could be 30, 100, there could be 6. It will just randomly pull 4 every single time. So I'm going to go ahead and now create my next objective so that I can, again, get a sense of high level what this playlist is about. And finally, let's just go ahead and say that I have a third objective, and this one is assessed 3 times. I'm going to go ahead and also, create an introduction that shares a bit more. Great. All right. Now that I have my objectives called out, then I'm going to go ahead and start with my assessment questions. You always want to make sure you are laser focused on what you are assessing so that the students know what that they are driving towards. So nothing new. I know I'm not saying anything new. Go ahead and write in an assessment question. Perhaps there's some type of image or something along those lines. I could choose that file. Perhaps there's not. That's fine. Then you can just leave that blank. For now, I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank. So if there's any context you need to add, I would add it into the introduction. And now I'm going to actually enter a question. What is the correct answer? Now you will notice that there are different options for the type of question that you can create. Explicit constructed response. That means that this is something that they actually need to go ahead and type. So you could go ahead and call out the correct answer, as well as if there might be any other types of alternative answers that the assessment should recognize as correct. Please note if this is case sensitive or not, for various subjects. Case sensitivity matters a ton. For others, it doesn't in these sorts of questions, but go ahead and fill that out. And then you have a choice. You can choose if this is something that should go in the diagnostic assessment or if it's going to be part of the final content assessment. The reason this has been embedded together is instead of keeping it separate, we want to make sure that the students know that when they take their diagnostic assessment, it really is aligned to what they're going to take at the end. And so once I have done that, then I would just go ahead and save. Congratulations to me. I have now created my first assessment. I could go ahead and go back and edit it with that little pencil and do whatever I need to do and then save those changes. So as you can imagine, the flow continues. I would go ahead and I would create assessment questions, deciding if they're diagnostic or if they're final for every single objective. For time's sake, I'm not going to go through every single one. So once I have done that, then I would then decide what my resources are that would allow a student to be able to learn the content to answer the assessment questions. So I can go ahead and click that resource. Resource number 1 for objective 1. Maybe it's a video, it's a blog that, explains something. Sure. Go ahead and select the type of resource that it is so that students are able to get a sense of learning modality and they are able to be empowered about the process. If it's a video, it will ask you to go ahead and create your URL so that it knows what video to put in. If it's a narrative, it's a website, it's a document, it will ask you to respond accordingly. So let's go ahead and say that. Great. So now I have created all of my assessments and now I'm just adding resources. And if I need to create a passage, I would go ahead and do that at the bottom. And once I've done that, I can just go ahead and click save. And I have now created the skeleton of my first playlist and content assessment for my first focus area. Thanks.